Shabbat Shalom to everyone. A reminder, we are streaming our services tonight, so be here as you can be comfortable being here.
And we are so happy to see you all. Shabbat Shalom. And here we begin together the very beginning of LGBTQIA Pride Month. And it's so good to kick off this month with all of us here together as we welcome Shabbat. There is so much to celebrate. Same-sex marriage has been legal in our Commonwealth for 17 years and in our country for 6 years. It has been 52 years since the Stonewall Uprising took place. We have come a long way. And yet, there has already been more anti-trans legislation in 2021 than in any other year, much of it targeting transgender youth. The Trevor Project, the world's largest suicide prevention and crisis intervention organization for LGBTQ young people, released its findings of its 2021 national survey on youth mental health last month. It found that 42% of respondents seriously considered attempting suicide in this past very difficult year, including more than half of transgender and non-binary youth, and a large percentage being youth who are people of color. There is much required of us all to stay vigilant and to work against the politics of hate in our country and in the world, and everything is at stake. And so tonight, we will gather strength from and with each other. We will celebrate in this sacred and safe community of ours. We will have the honor of listening to the words of Temple member Alana Ray Goss, who will share her spiritual journey with us. And we will pray for the time when all of us are safe to fully inhabit our wholeness and our holiness, our true colors, each of us B'Tselem Elohim, created in the image of God. Please join me in singing the song True Colors. And as we do, and throughout this service, take a look around this Zoom room. And we welcome those of you who are on Facebook or on YouTube and from all over the country joining us tonight. You are so welcome in this space where we can each be, hopefully, true to ourselves, to our truest selves, and be seen and recognized. So get comfy on this warm Shabbos evening. Belt it out with me. You with the sad eyes, don't be discouraged. Oh, I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of it all, and the darkness inside you makes you feel so small. Show me a smile then. Don't be unhappy. Can't remember when I last saw you laughing. If this world makes you crazy, you've taken all you can bear. Just call me up, 'cause I will always be there. I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why we love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful. I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, like a rainbow, like a rainbow, like a rainbow. And we turn now to lighting our Shabbat candles, inviting you, if you have your candles with you, to light with us, right along with us. Creator of light, source of wisdom, may your light fill every inch of our bodies, and may it exceed all forms. What a joy it is to bring in this Shabbos together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlek ner shel Shabbat Shalom. And let's go into gallery mode for a moment so that we can see each other's faces, see each other's colors, our true colors, and just light up our screens together. This feels like a moment that we just need to sing Shehechianu. How beautiful it is that we can take in this season, this time. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Is it nice to see you all? So let us devote this service to singing our songs out true to ourselves. We turn to the psalm for tonight, singing our song, our unique song out to the earth, and may our melodies rise together, a symphony of strength with every voice heard, our harmonies made of love. Shiru Ladonai. Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Hadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Barechu Shemo, Basaru miyom liyom Yeshuato. Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Hadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol
Our reading for Lecha Dodi tonight comes from Mishkan Ga'ava, where pride dwells, a celebration of LGBTQ Jewish life and ritual, published by the CCAR Journal, the CCAR Press, in the last year. Of course, my computer's not responding now, but that is where it comes from. A Lecha Dodi for tonight. Lecha Dodi likrat kala. Come, my beloved, to welcome Shabbat. Come, my beloved, we say to Shabbat. We turn and welcome her in. Sometimes we compare her to a bride, sometimes to a queen. Every time we compare her to a woman, and ourselves to a group of male lovers waiting for her to arrive. We don't get enough stories about women who are loved by women, about men who are loved by men. We don't get enough stories about lovers who are neither men nor women. We don't get enough stories in which love does not fade, in which we see ourselves as the lovers and Jews we are. We have been given something in Ruth and Naomi, in David and Jonathan, and in Joseph, something we hold and cherish, but that has also been clouded, questioned, and hidden. We honor that, we honor them, but we want more, we deserve more. Every Friday, we bow, and in front of us is more. In front of us is love. Love, however we feel it. Love that fills our Shabbat and our tradition that honors all lovers.
Amen. We turn to the words of Lecha Dodi. We'll sing the four stanzas, and when we reach that last one, if you would like to stand and face a window or a door, put your hand over your heart, welcoming in that presence. And just need to do a shout out. I tried to wait till the end of the service, but I can't. Dan Levert, thank you for these amazing slides. Lecha Dodi likrat kala yala la yala la yala pene Shabbat nekavela yala Lecha Dodi likrat kala yala la yala pene Shabbat nekavela oh shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad hishmi'anu el hamiyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shemo l'tiferet v'litila Lecha Dodi likrat kala yala la yala la yala p'nei Shabbat nekavela to the words of Barechu, dear one, taking that light in our soul, finding our way home inside of ourselves and with each other, and taking that Shabbos deep breath. Barechu, Barechu, dear one, Shekhinah, holy name. When I call on the light of my soul, I come home. Barechu, dear one, Shekhinah, holy name. When I call on the light of my soul, I come home. Barechu, dear one, Shekhinah, holy name. When I call on the light of my soul, I am home. And Sharon, we invite you to unmute.
Pride prayer. Listen, Israel, Adonai is God. Adonai is one. We are taught to inscribe this commandment to listen on the doorposts of our homes and at the gates of our communities. As queer Jews, we know what it is like to live silently at the doorways and borderlands of Judaism. Tonight, let each of us lift up our own unique, quirky voice without shame, our voices loud and clear. And let us listen to the other voices at the margins of our tradition, voices that are fighting to be heard. The Hebrew word Israel can be translated into English as anyone who struggles with God. All of us who are wrestling with God and other people to create the space in the universe for more types of desire, more ways to live in our bodies, more room for our souls to expand and our voices to be heard. May the ancient words of Shema help us break through the walls that have been built in our society and the ones that have been erected around our own hearts. May we be granted the courage to speak out and the strength to listen to each other's voices.
Amen. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. We continue with the words of Ve'ahavta, these acts of love. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אמת ואמונה כל זאת.
Okay, am I supposed to read now?
Yep.
All right. A Chamocha for Friday nights. Our people came out of Egypt a mixed multitude, the spray of dividing waters sparkling diamonds all around them. We stood together at Sinai, all of us, future, present, past, amid the rumble of thunder and the crack of bright lightning, to enter into covenant with the one who loves us, in whose shining image we are all created over and over again. We have wandered bleak landscapes, built flimsy tents of skin and then houses of stone. We have planted orchards and vineyards, seen 2 temples rise and then go down in the surging flames, forcing us into exile. We have loved and lost, grieved and danced, transgressed and celebrated, hidden, suffered, thrived. And we gather here this day in the community of our people, a mixed multitude, and we sing out, "Here, O Israel, we stand together, all of us, descendants of the single first human created on the 6th day, and of our myriad parents down through the generations too numerous to name. We stand together, link arms, and pray. Blessed are you, God of the universe, who sanctifies us with the commandment to love ourselves and one another in all our varied ways, and blesses us with a diamond bright radiance that still ripples out from your first spoken words of creation."
Thank you, Sarah. We continue with the words of Chamocha. Oseh
Prayer for Safety by Anonymous, 21 years old, 2019. God, place me in a safe environment where I do not need to fear for my safety when I am with my significant other. Help create a world where I can hold their hand, be affectionate, and love my partner without hatred causing harm to my physical and emotional well-being. Keep me, my family, and my partner safe when our existence and love is tried by those who do not accept us and our lives. Blessed are you, source of life, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over Israel, and all who dwell on this earth.
Amen. Oh, guide my steps and help me find my way. I need your shelter now. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps and help me make this day a song of praise to you. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps. Ufros, Aleinu, Sukkah, Shamecha, Ufros, Aleinu, Sukkah, Shamecha. Oh, guide my steps and help me find my way. I need your shelter now. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps and help me make this day a song of praise to you. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps. Oh, guide my steps. Ufros, Aleinu, Sukkah, Shamecha. Ufros, Aleinu, Sukkah, Shamecha. Oh, guide my steps. Oh, guide my steps. We're going to turn now to our Amidah for tonight. And tonight we'll do those first three brachot silently, letting the words that have been shared tonight into our souls, taking some time and some space for our own prayers. And so we'll begin with just those first 6 words together, and then find your own space, find your own place. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid hilatecha. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid hilatecha. turn our thoughts now to people who are in need of healing, to loved ones, to those we don't even know. Especially tonight, we send a shout out to our LGBTQIA siblings who may be in need of healing tonight, and to all around this planet who are suffering in mind or body or spirit. Invite you to put names of people in the chat wherever you may be, or to hold them in your heart. And tonight our community prays for Jeff Wisnia, for David Hatfield, and for Arave, for Ruth Rubin, Steve Smith, Jonathan Sharon, for Paula Goldstein, for Rabbi Rim, Deb Midman, for Neil Daniels Midman, for Vivian, and for Tony, and for Rick Goldberg, for Noah Gottdenker, Nate Simon, Ann Cobble, Rosemary Kierstead, and Miriam Oakley, for Susan Trendall, Alice Klein, and Pat Lazar, for Amanda Hill, Carrie Labine, Harriet and Charles Snyder, Jude Ehrenstein, Harriet Levy, Ann Pillow, for Chris Buteau and the Buteau family, for Beverly Weinberger, Jerry Mills, Vera Ventura, and Colleen Berry, for Michael Slonim, Robbie Tovey, and Sonia Marks, for Andy A., for Jeff Alexander, for Alan and Joanne Travis, Fiona Sutton, Jeanette DeMarco, Ayana Masla, for Marla Weiner and Nelson Lovins, for Jill and Louis Landsberg, Joyce Bean, Kristen Geffen, for Norman and Fran Waxler, Sue Boardman, Angela Panzone, and Linda and Fred Lukasik, for Nancy Alpert, Ed Snow, and Emma Watkins, for the Mortel family, Janice Weisenfeld and Rosalind Hoffman, Judy Planchin, Bernice Hutzler-Stein, for Debbie Gilman, Abraham Lyon, Patty Shepard, for Jennifer Chase, Ellen Lee, for Judy Donaldson and Jeff Bray, Arlene Edelson, Vicki Oman, for Melissa Martin and her daughter Cassie, for Ken Blumberg, and for Jimmy Krasnow. We offer continued prayers for Asher Guy Ben Chava Vahersh Shmuel, for Justin and Jen Alexander, for Claude Lieber, Nancy Lazaro Lieber, for Kathy Nath, and for Mason Lee. Please join me in these words of healing. Mi Shebeirach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak veYaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel veLeah Hu Yevarech v'yirapeh et hacholim elna rifana la elna rifana mi Shebeirach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak veYaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel veLeah Hu Yevarech v'yirapeh et hacholim. And we turn to the words of Oseh Shalom. May the one who makes peace in the heavens please help us find peace, to make peace here amongst us. Oseh Shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. May the one who makes delighted to offer you the words of Ilana Ray Goss, who made a video for us tonight so that she could relax during the service. And we'll have an oneg afterwards, just a brief time after the service. And you're welcome to come and you can talk to Ilana Ray a little bit more about her powerful words. And we invite you to hang out with us after the service. And without further ado, I give you Ilana Ray Goss.
Elohai, Neshama, Shenatata bi, Shenatata bi. Elohai, Neshama, Shenatata bi, Shenatata bi. Tehorahi, Tehorahi, Tehorahi. My God, the soul you have given me is pure. When these words first resonated with me, I sat on a rock at Mitzpeh Ramon, a crater in the middle of the Negev desert. I was 17 years old, in Israel for the first time, surrounded by history and an interdenominational group of other teens, all of whom I'd met that week. God spoke to me in that desert, not with words, but with an intense feeling of being part of a greater whole, minuscule as part of the universe, but also a beloved child of God. The soul God gave me is pure. And also, God created me in God's image. If God created me in God's image, God wouldn't make a mistake, right? I knew then that my attraction to other girls was both natural and wonderful. I might be different than most of the teens on my trip, might be a minority in that aspect of my life wherever I went. But God had purposefully made me that way, and God didn't make mistakes. Spiritually, I found myself in an interesting place, having rejected the strict rules of conservative Judaism within which I'd been raised, but hadn't yet found a religious practice that expressed who I was, my total self, my whole self, my girl-liking self. I spent many years wandering the figurative desert of life. I called myself Jewish, said I was Reform, but had only a limited idea of what that meant. I knew I liked services at Shir Tikvah, where my stepfather was the rabbi, so much better than the shul my father attended. I loved the singing, the music, the instruments, the English interspersed with the Hebrew. I loved learning new tunes for old prayers, slowly wrapping my mouth around new notes and melodies. But I felt a little like an outsider. I was accepted, welcomed, the daughter of the rabbi, after all, of a congregation where the cantor is queer, so even more so. But I never felt a part of the community. I came to services when I was home from college or during the high holidays, always meeting people as Anne's daughter or Rabbi Rim's stepdaughter. It seemed as if I didn't have an identity of my own. I felt awkward and shy, knowing that I didn't attend often enough to know people's names or see well enough to recognize most of them when I did show up. I spent most of my life surrounded by religious Jews, people who went to synagogue, kept kosher, did things primarily with other Jews, people who were raised into Judaism as religion and as a people. My wife is a secular Jew. She never had the religious upbringing that I had, and her discomfort with the casual understanding of all things religious that my family threw around like confetti made me reconsider what it meant to be Jewish. I've reconsidered my sexuality just as much. When I came out the first time, I told my parents, maybe I'll grow up to marry a man, but maybe I'll marry a woman. At the time, that's all I knew. Most women liked men, and I knew I liked girls, so that would assume that I could marry a woman too. But that openness of my youth got lost amidst the tangle of queer politics in college. In order to get a date with another woman at my college during that time, one had to be a real lesbian. Biphobia and bi-erasure were huge, and any feelings I had of being attracted to men were summarily broken off and hidden down in my subconscious, where they would sneak out every so often in dreams. In order to fit in, I had to be loud and proud as a lesbian. I had to hate men. I've learned a lot since then. My wife's acceptance of me as a whole person, the good, the bad, the not so pretty, helped me find myself. I came out to myself as bi, then had to fight my own internalized biphobia to feel comfortable and confident enough to tell other people. The reactions have been mixed. Most people don't care. Some people argue that if I'm married to a woman, I can't be bi. Some people argue that everyone's a little bi, which makes me feel invisible. Some people tell me that calling myself bi is transphobic and that I should be pansexual instead. It's hard to stand up in a crowded Zoom room of cis women and AFAB folks and say, not everyone in here identifies as a lesbian or a woman. But I do it. Visibility is important. One thing that I've gained from the pandemic is this community. I started going to Friday night services online every week, and it comforted me to be with everyone, to hear Beth and Sandy Joe singing, to feel everyone's voices when I sang along. I decided it was time to see if my Shir Tikvah adjacent life could become just a Shir Tikvah life. I might never have joined if not for the pandemic. I'm legally blind and cannot drive, and my Malden address makes getting to shul a huge or expensive hassle if I do it on my own, or a bother to anyone I ask for a ride. I'm intensely independent, and asking my wife for a ride seemed like too much of a burden more than a few times a year. The pandemic and Zoom shul changed that. Now I go to morning minyan on Mondays and start my week with song and a touch of learning and spirituality. I go to the daily detail writing group as often as my schedule allows. I attend Friday night services. I even attended the annual meeting, not something I could ever picture myself doing before. It felt good to go, to be a part of the community and to know what's going on. There have been a few times in my life when I have actively felt the divine presence around me. The Negev Desert, the old city of Jerusalem, a 500-year-old Buddhist temple in Kyoto, Stanley Pond in Maine. Here at Shir Tikvah with everyone's voices raised alongside mine in prayer. Thank you for welcoming me. Thank you for accepting me. Thank you for listening to my story. Shabbat Shalom.
Ilana Ray, I hope you see and feel as you do those voices on when we sing alongside you in our hearts and our smiles, our overwhelming, extraordinary joy that you are no longer Shir Tikvah adjacent, So you are Shir Tikvah in the heart of us. Your whole clan, which throws around religion like confetti, is here tonight to celebrate with you and to celebrate you, and how incredible it is to have been gifted by Anne and by Rim, their entire family, and all of the love that has brought you to us. The Talmud speaks of the wonder of the potter who makes a mold, but instead of all of the pots coming out exactly the same, each pot coming out unique. And that is what you helped us to remember and to celebrate today with your words, with your story, and with your teaching. That each one of us has been stamped differently by the hand of God, and that it is our sacred duty, our sacred obligation, our sacred joy, we hope, to bring that unique soul into this world. Thank you for letting us know you a little more deeply tonight.
One day, the words coming out will sound strange. Oppression based on gender or orientation will be a memory. History to honor and remember. The pain of hiding, repressing, denying, honoring the triumphs of those who fought to be free, remembering the violence and vitriol that cost lives.
When love wins at long last, Ve'ahavta l'reacha Chamocha, love your neighbor as yourself, will be as natural as breathing. Ve'ahavta l'reacha Chamocha.
One day, love will win every heart. Love will win every soul. Fear will vanish like smoke, and tenderness for all will fill our hearts. Ve'ahavta l'reacha Chamocha.
Love wins. In the end, love wins. All genders, all orientations, all true expressions of the heart. Ve'ahavta l'reacha Chamocha.
Let this come speedily in our day, a tribute to the many and the diverse gifts from heaven, a tribute to love deep and true, each of us for one another. Ve'ahavta l'reacha Chamocha.
Amen. And our Aleinu for tonight, Hareini Mekabel. Hareini Mekabelet alai et mitzvat haborei ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha reacha kamocha. Hareini mekabel alai et mitzvat haborei ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha
When the world is about to crush me with all of its weight, I find safety here. When people have been too cruel because of their ignorance, I find compassion here. When my government tries to silence me, I find my voice here. When I feel a sense of helplessness during these uncertain times, I find peace here. When I am lost and tossed about in the day-to-day maze of activity, I find direction here. When loneliness slowly creeps into my life like the evening mist, I find community here. When I feel isolated at times, I find comfort here. When I feel that my family is scattered hundreds of miles away, I find the nearness of family here. When the cacophony outside is too much and I need to be soothed, I find beautiful music here. When I run around and take the simple things for granted, I find meaning here. When I am gone and have left only my name, I know that I will be remembered here.
Return to the sacred act of remembering as a community. If there is somebody you are remembering tonight, somebody whose name is in your heart, you would like to share with our community, I invite you to use the chat function of the technology you are using to join us tonight. This week, we stand in acknowledgement of the deaths of Marvin Seller, Meredith's father, of Jeff Siegel, and Thelma Greenspan, the grandmother of Rich Cohen. We are in the period of Shloshim for Gladys Shuker. There will be a memorial service this Sunday. We stand in honor of the yard sites of Henry Jacobson, Henry Tovey, Samuel Levin, and Benjamin Stolo. And we are in the period of a year of remembrance for Ida Bershad, Jim Medford, Jerry Sachs, Shirley Siegel, and Jack Langerman. For all those named, for all those who have been added in the chat function, for all those who fill our hearts and all those who have no one to say their names for them, we become one community of memory with the words of Mourners Kaddish. I invite you to rise in body or in spirit. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, ve'alma divrach irte v'yamlich malchute, b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, b'agala u'vizman kari v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevorach le'olam u'olmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha Barechu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiram be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh Shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru. Amen. May the one who creates a harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, to all who dwell on earth and are made in the image of God, because all are made in the image of God. And let us say, Amen.
Sadly, we have come to the end of our service. I'm not ready to end. So feel free to stay on afterwards and chat with us for a while. I want to say a big shout out to Ilana Ray. Thank you for your powerful words. And to Dan Lieber for your amazing slides, amazing slides. And to all of you, to every single person who's here in this Zoom room and on all the other different streaming devices that we have, and it is all of us. It is all of us together that makes this community what it is, every single one of us. And I feel so blessed, so deeply blessed to be part of it. So happy Pride, everyone. Let's continue to do the work. Let's continue to make this world a safe place. And we are going to end tonight with the words Shalom Aleichem. May these Shabbos angels come to us all in peace. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi-Melech, Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi-Melech, Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Barchuni L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi-Melech, Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Tzedchem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi-Melech, Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la ya la la, ya ra ra ra, ya ra 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 ra, ya ra 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 ra, ya ra 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 ra. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
You can come back together.